Hi friends, welcome to WebCham. In this video, I am going to discuss operators in Power BI. Let's understand what is operator and what are the various types of operators in Power BI and how we can use those operators to perform the operations on the data. Basically, operators are symbols, okay, that are used in various expressions to perform the operations on the data. And yes, based on the type of data, we can perform the operations. So obviously, when we have a number type data, we will use arithmetic operations operators. So like plus, minus, multiplication, or division. Okay, then okay. So here multiplication, division, modulus operator, or then exponential operator. So let's understand how we can use these operators. So basically, when we use the DAX, whenever we try to create the measures and all. So in that case, we go and we use these kind of operations to perform the data. Either you are creating the measures or you might creating the columns or calculated columns. Okay. Or you may wants to apply the filter on table. So in that case, obviously we use the operator. So everything, meaning the various kinds of operations are there to for which we need operators. So let's say operators, I will say operator as my major name. So here I'm going to create a variable first. I will say variable and I will say a is equal to 10. Okay, this is what my value. Okay, I'm not going to return, so this will throw the error. Okay, let's see where b is equal to again 10. And then if I say return a plus b, okay, let's see whether this is showing an error or working. Okay, so this is working, right? So plus operator, when you have a data in number format or number types data, you can perform the arithmetic operation like this, and any kind of operators you can use. So let's understand the meaning of each of the arithmetic or yes, arithmetic operators. So what I will do to show the values, okay, major values I will use. So here you can see that we have two operators and output. I mean the a plus b is equal to 20. So this is giving me the correct output. If I use the multiplication operators and if I enter the hit button, if I hit the enter button, okay, my bad. So it will multiply. Okay, this is how it works. Even if I say I wanted to divide a divided by b, then if I hit the enter button, so the moment you hit enter button, it will perform the calculation and return the value. Right. So these operators are going to help us to perform the operations on the numerical data. So these operators are referred as an arithmetic operators. Even exponent, okay, you may want to take the square or cube. So in that case, you can use this caret symbol to perform the exponentiation. Then modulus, you may want to find out the remainder after performing the division. So you can find out the remainder with the help of this modulus operator. And all others are the common operations. Okay. So this is one type of operator. Even DAX has next type of many types of operators. So that is what we can say. It is comparison operator. So when we use the comparison operators, so whenever you are using if else in DAX, okay, if else in DAX. So in that case, what will happen? You will use comparison operator. So if I even here also I can see if I wanted to return the result of this. So let's say what it is returning. Okay, if I use is equal to operator, so in case of conditions or whenever you have to put the condition, you will use the is equal to operator itself for the comparison purpose. Now the purpose is different. Here I have to compare the value, but in case of assigning the value, again the same operator is going to work, right? So internally it will work automatically whether you have to compare the value or you have to assign the value based on the meaning Power BI has ability to perform the operations accordingly. Okay, so this is what the comparison operator. If I say next, A is greater than B, is it true or false? Yes, it is false, right? So it will return me false. And these values we can use in the conditional statement like if else. Okay, so what I can do, if I can use if, and this is what my logic test. And if I say here, so A is greater, else B is greater. Okay, so this is what my conditional statement, and I can use that statement to evaluate or return something. So you can see the output B is greater. Okay, why? Because the condition is false. So if we can use nested conditions and all that, that is different part. Okay, but yes, the conditional operators are going to help us to compare the values and return the boolean output. Okay, it always returns true or false, true or false, and based on the true or false you can perform the your further operations. Then sometime what happens, you may want to give the multiple conditions. So in that case, what we can do, we can use and operator, or operator, not operator. Obviously, whenever you want all the conditions, or whenever you are looking to have the statement in such a way that that your all the specified conditions must be true, in that case, okay, your expression should return true. So you will use and operator. Otherwise, if you are good with the any single expression, if returns true and then you want the result, so you are good with the or operator. Similarly, not operator, it invert the result if your normal expression, meaning conditional expression, returns the true. Not operator will invert that and it will convert the result into the false. Okay, and based on that you can process the calculation. So let's see how we can use. Let's say I have one more variable. If I say var c, I'm just creating a variable for the understanding purpose. Okay, if I say A is greater than B, sorry, A is equal to B. This is what my first condition, but this is not sufficient for me. Okay, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to give the multiple conditions. So what I will do, I will use the AND operator. Okay, and in case of AND operator, what you can do, you can put only two conditions. I will put the first condition, comma. Again, if C is greater than A. So both the conditions are true, right? Here both the conditions are true. So now if the we know how if and else works, even if formula works in Excel also. So accordingly, it will return the values. And here my both the conditions are true. In that case, it will return the first statement instead of other. So here you can use another formulas and all to perform the calculation. That is different part. Okay, but yes, whenever you have to use the multiple, you have to give the multiple conditions. You can use this kind of operator. Okay, even see, and this operator actually is allow you to give the only two conditions. But if I use this and operator, so this operator allows you to put the any number of conditions. Okay, if I say A is greater than, okay, A is greater than C. Obviously, this is not possible. Even C is greater than A. I read. Okay, so what I will do, I will say A is greater than, sorry, B is greater than C. So here I am specifying multiple conditions, but by using A and D operator, it is not possible. So I used this ampersand symbol. Okay, this is one of the operator. So this is actually AND operator. Okay, and you can use the any number of condition with the help of this operator. Okay. But the problem is what? Okay, so this is actually concatenation operator, and there may be a issue with this. Yes. So let's say calculation measures operator DAX operator do not support the comparison value of integer with the value of text. Okay, we are not doing that part. Okay, so by using this, it is difficult. Why? Because this is a concatenation operator and it will try to convert all the expressions result into the text. That's the problem. So you need to use AND operator. Okay. But in case of if I wanted to use that, okay, there is something called double AND operator also. I think that is going to work. Okay, let me try with that. Okay, yes. So if we use the single and ampersand operator, so that will be a concatenation operator. But if I use the uh, double ampersand, okay, so I can specify the many number of conditions. Many number of conditions. If I say B is greater than C, okay, and now my third condition is true, not true. Okay, meaning B is not greater than C, so it will return the false result. Okay, so this is how it works. If you are familiar with if and else, then you will be able to understand it. This is very similar. Okay, if you are using if else in Excel, so this is very similar, right? But Excel uses and operators to give the multiple any number of conditions. But here, in case of Power BI, you need to use the double ampersand to separate the conditions logically. Logically. So this is what the logical operator. So if you want to use the OR operator, what you can do, you can simply go and use the double pipe symbol. Double pipe symbol. So this is also going to work. Either of any of the condition is true, it will return the result of true. True expression, meaning the expression which is written for the return when the conditions are true, or this condition expression conditional expression returns true. So that expression will be evaluated here. So this is about the logical operators. Then concatenation operator, I shown you, okay, you may want to join the text. So in that case, we can use the concatenation operator. What will happen? Okay, so whenever we use the single ampersand operator, so what it will do, it will try to convert those values into the text and concat. Okay, so you will see it is returning 10, 10, 20. So it is performing, it is not uh, comparing the values. Okay, instead what it is doing, it is simply concatenating. So this is what the concatenation. Okay, even though your data is in a number format, it will convert. Power BI will automatically convert the data for the best suitable result, and it will return the result. So this is how it works. So this is about the concatenation operator. Then there is something called in operator. Sometimes, okay, instead of using this greater than, less than, or symbol to give the multiple conditions, what we can do, we can use in operator also. But when to use, how to use? Okay, let's go and see. Okay. So so far what I discussed, how to use the operators in measures. Okay, now I will discuss how to use the in operator in table expression. So whenever you are trying to create the table, okay, so there are functions that allows you to create the let's say create the new table based on the filters. And in case of filters, okay, what we can do, we can use. So I will say, okay, I will say country. Okay, let me say CONT, country. Okay, so the country is not there. Why? Oh, I used this sales table here, right? And sales table don't have country. So there is something called a category. So if I say category, but here I'm not going to use the is equal to operator. Okay, if I wanted to, or if I needs to give the multiple conditions, what I can do, I can specify the category by using this is equal to operator. Okay, and then I can separate the values based on or operator, right? But logical or operator. So this is what I don't want. Okay, instead of that, okay, if I wanted to get the data for various values, so I can use in operator also. But yes, how to use, how to put the multiple values in operator. So after specifying the in, you need to use the curly brackets. Actually, this is a used in DAX. Okay, this is useful to create the list. Okay, and you can create the list here, which is separated by the comma for multiple value. And I will say bikes. Okay, and product category I selected. Okay, and I don't want to select anything. Okay, so I will use this in, so this is sufficient. And if you go and at the end, and if you look at the category, so it has filtered the data for only for bikes. Okay, you may wants to add another category, you can go and you can add another category here. That is also fine. It will add that value in the filtration. Okay, so this is how you in operator works. This is very similar. Even we you can see this kind of in operators in SQL also. So there we use the normal bracket. Here we are using curly bracket. That is the only difference. Otherwise, everything is remaining same. Okay, then is blank operator is there if you wants to avoid, if you wants to avoid the blank or null values. So you can check is blank, and accordingly you can create the condition. So let's say, so but in my case, okay, I don't have blank. Instead of that, okay, but I don't have data for the blank. Okay, but yes, if you want to check is blank on any column, so it will return. Okay, if I will just show you how is blank work. So I'm going to create the columns, and I will say groups, territory groups is okay. Let me see the syntax. Okay, so is blank first we write, and I will say is blank. Okay, and just check. Okay, to check whether the column has any where the value is blank or not. So it will return Boolean expressions. Obviously, is blank. This is the information function. So it will return. It will give the information about the one specific columns or cells values. Whether that is blank. If it is blank, it will return true. But in case if it is not blank, it will return false. So this is how the operators in Power BI works. Okay. So most important is the comparison operator, because we are mostly dealing with filters. So comparison operator, in operator, and logical operator. So all those three types of operators are required. Even concatenation operator is again very important. Okay, when you have to concate the data to create the keys in Power BI. Okay, so I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Please do not forget to subscribe the web channel.